Welcome to the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative. This is episode number 447. Today, I'm talking about how you can utilize Chatgpt within your business efforts. Now let's dive in. Have you already found business success but feel lonely at the top? Or do you feel like you're at a place in your business where others just don't get it? Or maybe you feel like you have to make yourself smaller in order for others to not feel less than. Or maybe just a little bit of all three? But with all that said, there is good news because I've been there and I see you, sister. I'm Taylor Bradford, the torchbearer of this podcast and sisterhood, and I'm here to lead and inspire you to stay purposely aligned in the success you have found and provide you with support, guidance, and a sisterhood to keep going. Because I do get it. Your business journey isn't meant to be traveled alone. So grab a notebook, your favorite pen, and a bevy, and let's dive into this together with this latest podcast episode. Welcome to the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative and me. Hello, welcome to this episode of the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Bradford. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. This is the first episode in 2024 or for 2024, and we've got a brand new year, a brand new blank slate. We can make it whatever it is that we want it to be. We can chase new dreams. We can call in new things that bring us joy. We can leave behind the things that do not work for us. And I love a brand new year. I love the restart. I love the freshness. I don't necessarily like the winter coldness, but here we are. I appreciate a brand new year, and I'm excited to see what 2024 unfolds for Boss Girl Creative, the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast, for Sugar Creek Event Rentals, and for the other things that I am working diligently on behind the scenes, which I'll be providing an update in just a moment. But first, let's dive in to this week's social media headlines. Social media headline number one, Google's new tools help discussion forums and social media platforms rank higher in search results. The feature follows Google's reprioritization of user-generated web content over SEO-optimized junk, which has increasingly become a problem on today's modern web. In May, Google first rolled out a new perspective search filter that would highlight posts from discussion boards like Reddit, Q&A sites like Quora, and social media platforms in its search results. The feature, which first arrived on mobile, was launched to desktop users earlier this year, along with other search changes. The company also said its ranking algorithm was being updated to push more of these first-hand perspectives higher in search results so they're easier to find. With the new tools, Google is giving websites hosting first-person perspectives the ability to signal to the search engine how their data is structured, so their content will be featured both accurately and as complete as possible in Google's search results, the company explains. For example, with the new profile page markup, any site where creators post content will be able to showcase their creator's profile directly in Google search results, including information like their name, handle, profile photo, follower count, or the popularity of their content. Both Google's Perspectives feature and its Discussions and Forums feature can make use of this type of markup. Social media headline number two, looking for other audio apps that are not Audible, check out these 6 apps. Audiobooks.com, Everand from Scribd, Libby app, Hoopla app, and Spotify. And that wraps up this week's social media headlines. Okay, so before we dive into the Chatgpt content, a quick few updates. First of all, I'm building out a brand new Facebook community for listeners of the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur podcast. If you'd like to be a part of that, I'd love to have you. It's completely free. Pop over to bossgirlcreative.com/community to get yourself in. I would love to have you be a part of this brand new community. And let's talk about what's been going on behind the scenes with my social experiment. So I am still working on building out the PDF that I need in order to start the funnel for the course that I took. I decided to use System.io for the actual funnel framework, but you could also use ClickFunnels if you wanted to use something for your funnel framework. What I find interesting between the two of them, ClickFunnels has been around a really long time. It's a solid program, but right out of the gate, you get 14 days for free, and then you start paying. With System.io, it is a free account until you meet thresholds, and then you begin to pay. So it kind of depends on your mindset. ClickFunnels has been in the game for a really, really long time. It is a solid platform. And again, you get a 14-day free trial. You can go to bossgirlcreative.com/ClickFunnels and start that 14-day free trial. System.io, again, you get a free account, but I think that it is a little less user-friendly. So I kind of feel like you have to weigh what your mindset is in setting up some kind of funnel flow. Okay, so ClickFunnels, robust, 14 days free, and then you start paying. System.io is not as user-friendly, but it's a free account, so it might take you longer to get your funnel set up. So kind of just debate on what and where you are in your mindset on how you utilize one of those platforms. I have to be honest, I've had to use YouTube in order to figure some things out with System.io. So that's just where we are with that particular piece. I have already started the Amazon affiliate videos. So I've created some reels on my personal Instagram at Taylor L. Bradford. And then I have created one talking video, a review video on my Amazon influencer account. And I've already made a sale off of that particular video, which is amazing. So again, social experiment, I'm trying to utilize these new things that I've been learning, which honestly is not new. I have known about these things for a really long time. I have known about the actual nitty-gritty of how to do these things, but I've never actually put it to really good use. I've been an affiliate for multiple programs for many, many, many years, but having like this dialed in focus to see if I can create additional income streams, additional revenue streams from it. So that is the social experiment. I've got a brand new Instagram handle. I will not be sharing that on this particular podcast because I'm going to see if I can build it and grow it and do what I think I can do with it. And I will share the stats from it and the revenue made from it, but I'm not going to share the actual Instagram name because, again, this is a social experiment and I am trying to prove that anyone can do what I'm about to embark on. So I still have the actual behind the scenes stuff to finish working out. And I decided to completely change the .com and the Instagram handle already, partly because Instagram put me in Instagram jail legitimately after I filled out my profile on the new Instagram handle. And I was like, oh, crap. So I've already changed the name of the Instagram. I bought another domain, actually bought another 2 domains. And after buying 1 domain, so now I have 3 new domains. And I've already changed the Instagram. So it's been an interesting journey so far. It is not as quick as I anticipated it to be as far as getting the course roadmap and everything behind the scenes created. And part of that is just where I was in my own life with having a surgery and the downtime that I had and just other things going on in my real world. So The people that I'm seeing that did the 15-day challenge and then went right into getting things set up, they're like, they started earning within a month of getting everything set up and doing that 15 days. And truly 15 days is like 3 weeks if you look at it from a Monday through Friday. Obviously, 15 days is 2 weeks and a day if you're doing it back to back to back. But you do have to schedule times with some people to speak with when you're doing the 15 days. There's actually 3 different moments where you have to speak to someone before they unlock additional days. So I don't necessarily think that it's a true 15-day. I think it's probably a true 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And then once you get everything laid out and built out, then possibly you could do that in a week. But again, if you are still working a 9 to 5 or you're still hustling your other business, whatever it might be, I don't necessarily think that it is an all-in, you can be off the ground running after those 15 days. I kind of feel like that sets people up to fail and that it's probably about a 6 to 8 week period before you're going. So just these things I'm saying out loud from what I'm experiencing personally, and I don't have a 9 to 5. Technically I do have a 9 to 5, but I don't have a 9 to 5 to somebody else. I have a 9 to 5 to myself. So that's just kind of where we are with that. Now I can see, which is why we're talking about Chatgpt, I can see where Chatgpt could be beneficial in some of these things as it relates to affiliate marketing and what it is that you're going to sell. Obviously, you need the information about the program that you are selling or the product that you're selling. You have to have that information from the creator. You don't want to invent something that is not relative or is not true about the thing that you're selling or that you're affiliating for. So keep that in mind. But I do think that there are ways to utilize Chatgpt in order for you to build out things. So you won't see an actual website created from this social experiment. You're going to see landing pages. You probably won't see the landing page, but maybe you will. But you don't actually need a website in order to do affiliate marketing. You're needing landing pages, bridge pages, and then checkout pages. That's truly what you need. And so it's fascinating to know that your business website, while it is important to have so people can find you to make sure you're legit, to search around, whatever it might be that would be a reason why somebody is on your website, I do think that there still is value in something that you have created, that you're selling, that people can find that and see that you are a real person. But when it comes to selling your services, your products, or anything that you're affiliating for, you need funnels, and then you need landing pages and bridge pages and sales pages. So that is really in a nutshell what is required when you are selling. It's not your fancy website. And again, yes, there are pages that you do need on your website, your about page, your home page, your contact page, your terms of service and privacy policy. Those are all necessary to have, but that is not what is actually selling the thing that you sell. And I think that's an important distinguishment, is having the right funnel flow in regards to things that you're actually selling, whether it's your items or someone else's items. So let's talk about Chatgpt. I think it can be very beneficial in brainstorming and also in development of things. Now, I don't feel like this is a place where you use Chatgpt to create a thing that Chatgpt actually writes for you, but I think it gives you a great start, and I think it gives you a great framework for you then to build off of. So when you are using Chatgpt, you have to basically tell it what it is that you want it to do. So you've got to give it a role, you've got to define the goal, you've got to set restrictions, and then you have to define the format. So give a role, act as a writer, act as an expert, act as a copywriter, act as an accountant, act as an expert blogger, act as a researcher, act as a YouTuber. You get the picture. You have to give it a role. That's the very first thing out of your mouth via your fingers into Chatgpt. And then you need to define a goal. Write a blog post. Give me a recipe for blah, 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 blah. Proofread this article. Write a script for a podcast. Research the best ways to blah, blah, blah. So you get the idea. Define a goal for Chatgpt. But then set restrictions. Restrictions could be use simple language. Write in a formal tone. Use scientific sources. Write in short sentences or write in long sentences. Be concise. Write in a persuasive tone, etc. And then define the format. Answer in bullet points. Include emojis. Answer using Markdown. Use a numbered list. Include an analogy, etc. So you have to basically create the structure for Chatgpt to work within. So giving it a role, defining the goal, setting restrictions, and defining the format. Recently with Sugar Creek, we were doing 12 days of holiday tablescapes. And so I went to Chatgpt and said, in the style of 12 Days of Christmas, on the first day of Christmas my true love gave to me, rhyme with blue tablescape. And it would spit something out pretty decently. And then we would utilize it for our Instagram. So there are fun ways that you can actually use Chatgpt. So here are other ways that you can use Chatgpt. Again, giving it parameters, giving it structure. The first one is setting the tone. Specify the desired tone that you want Chatgpt to be creating in or writing in, whether it's formal, casual, fun, flirty, persuasive, informative, etc. You can set the format. Do you want it to be an outline? Do you want it to be an essay? Do you want it to be an article? Do you want it to be an intro paragraph? Do you want it to be a story? What do you want for the format of what you're looking for? You can create the objective that you want Chatgpt to be working within. So making it a point to state the goal or the purpose of the response that Chatgpt gives you. You can also state the context. You can provide background information or data or the context for Chatgpt to work within. You can also create the scope. You can give it keywords. You can set limitations. You can give examples. You can create a deadline. You can set up the audience by specifying who the content is written for or should be written for. You can say, hey, this is the language that it needs to be within. You can ask it to cite something. You can set the point of view. You can present a counter argument. You can be specific with its terminology. You can also be specific by utilizing analogies or examples. You can have quotes, statistics, calls to action, and you can set the sensitivity. So Chatgpt, there are a lot of ways that you can utilize this to help you in crafting. I think that should be the better word. Crafting your content, whether it is for social media, whether it is for a PDF that you're working on, whether it is, your email marketing, whatever it might be for you. Utilize it to help you craft the thing that you need help with. Don't let it do the full writing because it won't ever be able to write like you, right? It's not ever going to be you, and it shouldn't ever be the thing that takes over you, but it can help you craft. And I think that that's where Chatgpt or any of the other AI platforms actually come into play. So I hope that gives you something to use in the new year, in 2024, so that it maybe makes life a little bit easier when it comes to marketing your business. But again, it should be what you use to craft the thing that you are making, not necessarily to create the thing that you're making. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, the first one of 2024. I'd love to have you a part of the brand new Facebook community. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/community to get yourself in there. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this week. Oh, wait, before I go, thank you truly for your support of my own business journey and this podcast, The Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur. If you know another entrepreneur who is in the same business trenches, who has already found success but might be feeling a bit lonely in their journey, my hope is that you'll share this podcast and this sisterhood with them. Because this, what we do day in and day out, isn't meant to be done alone. Speaking of lonely, if you're ready to squash the business journey loneliness, stop what you're doing right now and join the sisterhood. Visit bossgirlcreative.com/sisterhood. I can't wait to see you in there.